Good morning, students. Yesterday we have seen HTTP GET message format. Now, today we will see HTTP post message format. So here, what is the difference between GET message and post message? Yes, in a GET message, we have seen in a URL, parameters are written in a GET message. Yes, I will show you. See here, this is the request line. Yes, in a request line we are written the parameters in a using a get method. Yes, now only one difference in a get request message format and post message request format, that is, in a get message parameters are written in a request line, while in a post message format, these parameters are written in a request header line. Yes, there is the single difference, except that all things are same. Yes, whenever we are using a post message format, at that time we are using a post method. Yes, so see here, we are written the keyword post. Yes, these are the path, these are the protocol version that we have already known. Now these are the request header. Yes, these are the different fields. Yes, what is the name of that host? Then user agent means which kind of browser we are using, which kind of data we have. Yes, so that is known with the help of accept field. Next one is accept language, which kind of language we are using. Then accept encoding means a format, whatever the format we are using, that is. So here we are using gzip, keep alive, connection, and parameter. Yes, so this parameter is written here in a post message. Yes, it is very important question. Yes, in an exam, question is asking like explain HTTP 1.1 header format for get method or for post method. Yes, so this question is very important and it is very easy. Now we come to the next point, that is a servlet. Yes, now we come to our original point, what is a servlet. Yes, so what is a servlet? So servlet is a technology. It is a small kind of a Java program that is run on a web server. Yes, whatever the request is coming from the client side, that request is handled by that servlet. Yes, so here a simple figure shows how servlet is working. Here on the left hand side there is a client. In the middle there is a web server, and in a web server there is a servlet. Yes, so whenever a client is sending a request, yes, so that request is handled by web server. In a web server, that is a servlet programming. Yes, Java programming. In a first lecture we have seen what is server side programming. Yes, so this is a server side programming, that is servlet. Yes, so that servlet is handled by web server. So here whatever the request is getting from the client side, so that request is passed to the web server, and web server is passing that request to the servlet by communicating with it. Yes, and servlet is using generating a dynamic page. It is using a dynamic page as servlet is a Java programming. Yes, whenever the browser sends the request, a server that forward that request to the servlet, and servlet process that request and construct appropriate message and send back to the client. And this model is based on HTTP protocol. Yes, so all the communication from request to response, that is possible with the help of HTTP protocol. A servlet also allows two-way interaction between client and server. Yes, and they can also process a user input passed by the HTML file and return to the response. So here in a simple language, servlet handles the request that is coming from the client side, process it and send back to the server, and server is responding to the client. So this is the duty of servlet. Now deeply we will see how servlet is working. Yes, so here see this figure. Here whenever client is sending a request, yes, so whenever a client is sending a request to particular web server, so at that time get method is used. Why? Because it wants some information from web server. Yes, so in a web server there is a one web container that is connected with servlet. Now what is the duty of web container? So web container is what? So it is a one kind of component of web server that interact with Java servlets. It manage the life cycle of servlets. Yes, it maps URL to particular servlet to ensure that a requesters means whatever the client has a relevant access rights. So that is the duty of web container. It checks whether that client is authenticated or not. Yes, so that is the duty of web container, and it also handles the life cycle of servlet. So this is the very first stage. Whenever a user is sending the request to the servlet by clicking the link that has a URL to the servlet. So this is our first step. Now we come to the next step, that is container finds a servlet using deployment descriptor and creates two objects. Yes, now here container creates main two objects. Yes, which are those objects? These objects are request and response. Yes, so here we are using two classes, HTTP servlet request class and HTTP servlet response class. Yes, for requesting method we are using HTTP servlet request class. Whenever we want to handle a response, so at that time means whenever web container. Yes, so whenever web container is handling response, so at that time HTTP servlet response class is used. So that is our second step. Yes, container is creating two objects with the help of two classes, HTTP servlet request class and HTTP servlet response class. Now come to the next point, third point. What we have to do in a third point? So container creates or allocates the thread for that particular request and calls service method that pass request response object as an argument. So here container is using a service method. So whether we are passing within a service method we are passing as an argument request and response objects, and for handling a particular request we are creating thread. Now fourth point, service method decides which method we are calling, whether we are calling get method or post method. So here these methods are HTTP request method. Yes, so that is coming from the client side. Suppose the client send HTTP get request, so service method called do get method. Yes, so here we are initialize do get method. Yes, in an argument we are passing request and response. This is our thread. Yes, that thread is created by servlet. Now come to the fifth point, whatever the request we are handling. Yes, So here a servlet uses a response object to write a response back to the client. Here with the help of service method we are using do get method or do post method based on client request. Yes. After that it's a time to respond to the client. Yes. So here we are responding to the client. So here with the help of creating thread we are responding to the client, and that response is sent to the container, and container is sending that response to the client. Now after getting response to the client, main duty of a servlet is to destroy the objects. Yes, so here a servlet is destroy request and response object. Yes, so in this way servlet is working. This is servlet life cycle. How servlet is so here first load servlet class, create servlet instance, call init method, then call service method, and then call destroy method. Yes, so here whenever request is coming from the client side, yes, so at that time here loads web container is web server is loading servlet, then its duty is to create a servlet instance. Yes, see here second point is servlet instance creation. That is all things we have already seen one by one. These are the 6 steps. Yes, these 6 steps are explained here. Yes, second point is what? After a class is loaded, web container creates instance of it. जब भी क्लास लोड हो जाता है फिर वेब कंटेनर की ड्यूटी आती है कि इंस्टेंस है, ठीक है, वो क्रिएट करता है, सर्वलेट का इंस्टेंस है वो क्रिएट करता है, और जो इंस्टेंस जो क्रिएट होता है दैट इज ओनली क्रिएटेड ड्यूरिंग वंस. यस, उसकी लाइफ साइकिल है सर्वलेट की लाइफ साइकिल, जैसे प्रोसेस की लाइफ साइकिल होती है, ठीक है, कि प्रोसेस बॉर्न होती है तो वो न्यू स्टेट में रहती है, ठीक है, फिर वो न्यू स्टेट में से रेडी स्टेट में आती है, रेडी में से रनिंग स्टेट में जाती है, रनिंग में से सस्पेंड स्टेट में जाती है, फिर रेडी में आती है, फिर रनिंग स्टेट में आती है, और फिर वो प्रोसेस है वो एग्जिट हो जाती है. तो इसी तरह से यहाँ पे भी है, यहाँ पे सर्वलेट की लाइफ साइकिल है. सो आवर फर्स्ट स्टेज ऑफ सर्वलेट लाइफ साइकिल इज लोडिंग सर्वलेट क्लास. Second, to create servlet instance. Third step is call init method. Yes, so how can we call init method? So init method is called with the help of web container. Yes, on a servlet instance to initialize servlet. ठीक है, हम servlet को initialize करने के लिए हम init method है वो कॉल करते हैं. फोर्थ स्टेप इज अ सर्विस मेथड. तो सर्विस मेथड को कैसे कॉल करते हैं? तो जो कंटेनर है वेब कंटेनर कॉल्स अ सर्विस मेथड. यस, फॉर ईच टाइम द रिक्वेस्ट फॉर द सर्वलेट इज रिसीव्ड. सपोज हमारे पास 10 क्लाइंट है तो 10 क्लाइंट की 10 रिक्वेस्ट है वो सर्वर पे आएगी, ठीक है, तो 10 टाइम सर्विस मेथड है वो वेब कंटेनर है वो कॉल करेगा. यस, अब यहाँ पे सर्विस मेथड में हम 2 तरह की मेथड है वो कॉल करते हैं. आइदर वी आर कॉलिंग डू गेट मेथड और डू पोस्ट मेथड. दैट इज बेस्ड ऑन HTTP रिक्वेस्ट सेंट बाय क्लाइंट. ठीक है, क्लाइंट है वो कौन सी मेथड सेंड करता है, ठीक है, गेट मेथड या पोस्ट मेथड, तो उसके बेस पे सर्विस मेथड है वो आइदर डू गेट और डू पोस्ट मेथड को कॉल करेगी. लास्ट पॉइंट है डिस्ट्रॉय मेथड. ठीक है, अब वेब कंटेनर है वो डिस्ट्रॉय मेथड का यूज़ करता है. क्यों? कि जो उसने ऑब्जेक्ट्स क्रिएट किए हैं, ठीक है, कौन से 2 ऑब्जेक्ट्स ये, एक रिक्वेस्ट ऑब्जेक्ट एंड रिस्पॉन्स ऑब्जेक्ट. ठीक है, तो अब उसका काम खत्म हो गया है. वॉट एवर द रिस्पॉन्स इज सेंडिंग टू द पर्टिकुलर क्लाइंट. यस, सो दैट टास्क इज completed. So after completing that task, now there is no need to store those objects. Yes, so here we have to destroy those objects. So here for that we are calling destroy method. Yes, so this is a simple servlet life cycle. Yes, it is also very important question that is asked in GTU exam. So please remember this question. All steps are explained with figure. So memorize all these steps. Now this is a servlet example. So here this example we will see in the next lecture. Yes, I will show a live demo how servlet example will be, how servlet is created, how can we run this program with the help of servlet concept. Yes, so we will see this example in a next lecture. Thank you, students.